for today's cup of coffee, once again, change of plans. I will no.
Shit, I fucked up.
I will no longer say on tomorrow's cup of coffee because I should know better. And I think I may have said, Lord willing, on the next cup, but I may not have. But it's
barring
like
unforeseen.
We live in chaos all the time.
Well, it was just that some people intruded on our plans today on our recording schedule. So
That's true. And it's like, some people can do that. They can sit there and they can plan their days and weeks and months. We can't, because it has been a matter of being in free fall for years.
It's not that we can't, because we can.
No, we really
just can't say no to some
Well,
things.
it's a matter of having obligations, responsibilities, those type things.
Yeah.
Life happens. And I actually started earlier this morning and told Kid, I said, I would like to get these done early, and it just didn't happen. And then it's one of those that, because other stuff happened, and then other stuff piled on top of that other stuff.
Stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff.
And then it was just like, well, hell. So we're doing freeform.
Shit.
Shit. It is. But one of the things that I'm going to do over the next few cups, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's, again, a little bit shorter video, because we don't usually have as many viewers on the weekend, because people are doing other things and stuff.
People are living their lives.
They are living their lives. And so that's a good thing.
Yes.
I mean, they can always watch these cups whenever they have a chance.
I mean, it's on YouTube. It's always going to be here unless YouTube decides to just give us the axe.
Well, it's not just YouTube. It's also on Odyssey. It's on BitChute. So, yeah. Which is a good thing.
A good amount of alternative websites.
And I will say that as far as the conversations that have been having with the folks over on Odyssey, wonderful. And so
I don't know. I don't go on to Odyssey. Not that I have anything against y'all. I just don't go on the site.
Oh, it's just wonderful conversations. So if you're on one of the other platforms, you know, you're welcome to jump over there on Odyssey and dialogue with the others. Just really thought-provoking. And I mean, we have thought-provoking things on YouTube and stuff, but longer conversations so far on Odyssey, which I enjoy.
The majority of the stuff that I watch is not does not make you think.
Well,
at least deeply.
I like thought. I like deep thought. And that's just like IP Cyborg had given a different spin on, you know, today's cup, which I appreciated.
Was he the same one that gave the tip about the migraines or whatever?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
And I think that Grey Death may have also contributed to that. They were
same. Well, whoever contributed to that, thank you.
Yeah, and I think that I think her name is Missy. And please forgive me, Missy, for not remembering your last name right now. I want to say Smith, but that may not be. She and her mother watch us, and so she had given you the tips when your teeth were bothering you. Thank
you. Once again, just thank you to all of you.
Yeah.
And also, if the lady that watches this with her mother, I'm sorry for my mouth, but it just flies out of me.
Well, we've got an adult language, and she's not said anything about that. And I will tell you that on there were quite a few other people on Pastor Chatelet's after party on Odyssey that when I said something about you having a migraine, there were quite a few folks in the chat that sent prayers and stuff and tips. And yeah, Odyssey's a really good community. And that's the only place that I do like live streaming. Every now and then I will watch a live stream, but I don't really comment.
Yeah.
But those folks on Odyssey,
I lurk on live streams.
They have just been wonderful. They have been very welcoming to me. And they do that with most people. So I'm very much a fan of that.
Well, that's helpful, especially for someone like me who doesn't talk in chats or whatever. 'Cause
Right.
social anxiety. I don't want to
Oh,
get. I don't want to get my ass roasted.
Oh, seriously, on the live streams that I go on Odyssey, they don't do that to people unless you're being, just stupid or trolling or just hateful or anything like that. They don't do that.
I mean, I'm not the smartest cookie. I'm not the sharpest tool in the box, but I'm not. I know how to be a decent person. Does that count?
You're a good kid. You are a good person. And so that's what we, with our community, we have good people, and that doesn't, we don't expect people to agree with us all the time.
Yeah.
And so if you would like to challenge some of, what we say or the articles that we've used or anything like that, have at it, because that adds to the knowledge base.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really cool.
We got fuzz all over the microphone.
We have fuzz all over everything.
It just looks it looks like a lint roller.
But one of the things I have been studying for several days now has to do with psychological manipulation, because this is something that is huge in our world today. I mean, it's always been. It really has.
Yeah.
But different forms of it, and I think that when people become aware of some of the different tools and the tricks and the ways that they're being manipulated, that they can either opt in to participate or to not, to opt out. I'm one of these, I don't think that anybody has the right to manipulate another person. I do believe that anytime that somebody is doing something, anything to take away somebody else's free will, that is evil.
Yeah.
In my realm of experience, that is black magic. And you don't. And we see that all over the place today. So just different ways that government is doing that, advertising is doing that, ways that we do that to each other. Now, there's a difference between presenting information to try to get someone to see a different, form of thought, or a different way of looking at an issue.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the manipulation, it's where you get the bullying and just this underhanded stuff and the reasons behind that. And, we are at war.
Yeah.
And have been for some time. And I think that's just now coming to light as far as the full force of it. I think there's still just bunches to be uncovered.
Yeah.
But when I delve deeply into some of these things, it does take my brain a minute to recover. And where I have had the diabetic, it's a new word, diabetic issues, that sort of wears me. The mind sort of goes on some of that.
Hence why I watch stupid shit. It doesn't wear me
down. If I'm watching something where I can feel IQ points being drained from my body, that does not help me.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Smooth brain gang. Smooth brain gang. We got cookies. We got vapes. We got rave lights. We got party lights.
Well, I like the...
We got streamers. We got confetti. We got Pepe.
Yeah. Well, now I have Pepe too. Now, let me tell you that those of us that are on
amount of memes.
The intellectual side, we've got all those things also. And we have crackers.
Guess what? The intellectuals come over to the Smooth Brain Gang too.
Sure, they do occasionally. Everybody has to. It's always good to see life from another perspective. But honestly, some of the things I'm like, oh my God, no.
I'll show you the most random shit. I'll show you some of the most random shit, and you're like, oh God. Yet to everyone else I show them to, it's like they're laughing their ass off.
Yes, because it's a totally different generation. Totally different generation. And it's
everybody can laugh at someone get busting their ass.
Well, it depends. Now, see, me, I'm sitting there going, okay.
Everybody can laugh watching people fight on the internet.
They've been shamed. They've been humiliated. And it's worse because it's on the internet. Now, if they did something stupid to deserve the shame and humiliation, well, let nature take its course.
You didn't even laugh at the dude sliding down the hill. Like, it looked like he was being dragged off into the ether because of how far he was being, like, sliding down the hill when he slid on the ice.
Well, that's where you get into that mental health counselor empathic thing and going, oh, God love him. He's hurt.
You cannot tell me that. You cannot say that Tennessee is not the most beautiful. Ah, shit!
That was funny because he
just slides.
Well, and when we laugh at ourselves, that's perfectly fine. And the fact that he had done that, he had posted that himself, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And it was funny. But when people, again, with the shaming, when they do something like that.
Now, when they do stuff to purposefully shame someone, now that is wrong.
Right.
But when they're like busting their ass or someone's getting in a fight and they all decide to like, hey, let's just post this because it is funny to look back at.
Right. I don't have a problem with that.
Fucking laugh at it.
I do. And it's just like what was the compilations that we used to watch? We Love Russia.
Yeah.
Those are amazing.
Yeah.
Love those.
I watch a lot of different meme compilations and most of it you are like, I can feel IQ points dropping.
It depends on what you're watching. There are some things that I'm like, oh God, like the TikToks. No. At least the ones that you have shown me, I'm just like, no. This is why I don't do social media. I don't do the TikTok. I don't do the twits. I don't do the Facebook. Got rid of all that stuff.
Well, sorry to burst your bubble,
2013.
but you're doing social media right now.
This is different. It's a different. It is.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it?
It is.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
No.
But now I have never seen as much random stupidity since they came out with the TikTok.
YouTube. It was all over YouTube. It was all over Vine.
Well, now the Vine, I never got into that. As far as early days, the truly early days of YouTube, I think I was still...
It was all over the internet.
I was still working and didn't have time. When you work in 12-hour shifts, you don't have time to do the YouTubes.
I mean, since the internet was available to the public, memes have been a thing.
Yes, but again, you've got to realize that it has only been since I have not been busting my ass trying to make a living. You know, it's like when the world blew up for me in 2013 and then the subsequent having to file for disability and fighting that gave me time to explore the internet a little more. Both good and bad. But now, back in the day, before there was the total deep web and it wasn't as hard to get to then, see, you act like y'all invented the internet. We had to dig for some of these things.
We didn't invent it. We popularized it.
Yes and no. It's we knew that it was there. We went to places that were risque. We just weren't as vocal about it. The Dancing Baby. Do you remember the Dancing Baby back in the day? That was one of the most disturbing things, and it's still disturbing.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderful to watch once in a while.
You know, that was back when Rotten.com was a thing. There were a lot of great sites that, I don't know, and part of it was the time because it was novel. And now everybody jumps on the bandwagon.
Yeah, it's become very cookie cutter-esque with the content that people make.
Absolutely.
And such. Nobody actually a good portion of people don't actually show their personality through, like their genuine personalities.
Right. Now this is us. If you come to sit on the porch, this is us. They're like, oh my God, this is really them.
Mom's the one usually talking. I'm quiet most of the time. More so than this.
On the camera, you're quiet. In the house, just randomly, you're not.
That's because I'm not doing anything, and it's you. It's you. I'm allowed to annoy the shit out of you. I have rights.
Yeah, that is one of the things. I'm usually sitting here reading.
And I will come through the house being like, hey, bop, 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 or doing something weird.
Especially if I'm reading like a research paper or something, and it just sort of, my brain is just like.
I will yell through the house. Like, I will pass through and I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, you do that.
You'll hear me across the house going like, yeah.
And it's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But
what the fuck?
Formulas.
That was loud even for me.
And even like the, is it TED Talks? Is that, or I always go TED Talks, but it's the TED Talks. They're all the same. The way that they speak is the same. Mm-hmm. The way their mannerism is.
Corporate.
Yeah. I mean, these people are just coached. And it's like, no.
Well, that's why TikTok is dominating the social media field right now, and video watching website. Because guess what? On there, most of it, genuine personalities. It's just random shit.
Well, I can see I'm glad you enjoy it. I just, it would annoy me.
If you were on TikTok, you would like it too.
Even, and that's one of the things about Odyssey and BitChute. You have a lot of people that are doing sort of what we're doing. It's just them sharing their ideas. It's, people get to know them, how they are. YouTube, again, cookie cutter. Some of these people, even as far as what they're doing with the thumbnails, everybody's doing the same thing with them, little in the corner, making the shocking face, and then you've got the bold type and stuff like that.
Because the algorithm, you got to think, the algorithm,
I don't care about the algorithm. I don't. Which is why we're a mini micro, and that's fine. And even as far as a lot of the voices, the same.
Well, it's not the voices that are the same.
They look the same, some of them.
Some of them do, but it's the inflections in the voice. It's the way that they present the information or whatever.
Right. But it's
the same.
Plastic. It's generic.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
it's
why
like,
a lot
no.
of us are going to TikTok. That's why TikTok, once again, TikTok dominating.
You can't do what we do on TikTok. There is
you can give short sound bites.
Sit there and go, watch today's cup of coffee. Bye, y'all. What is that?
No, you take a snippet, you take an entertaining snippet from our podcast, post it on there. There you go. Done. Advertising.
Okay.
Work social media to your advantage.
I don't do well. I research well. I'm not, I do know how to market for other people. I don't know how to market for myself. And that's okay.
Take the same thing that you do for other people and do it on yourself. Because if you were marketing for someone, if you were doing social media marketing, you would do the same thing that I'm telling you to do.
Maybe not. I don't know that we want to be. I like being a micro mini. I like being able to respond personally to people who take the time to chat with us, to post a comment. I like that individuality. I like to get to know the people that take the time to have coffee with us.
Yeah.
And if there's hundreds and thousands, you can't do that. Yeah. So, yay, small
you could,
creator.
But it takes time.
Small creator. Mm-hmm. A little happy skeleton crew that we're appreciative of, that I can email people. Mm-hmm. If they email me, I can email them back and just have a conversation that way. And it's just cool stuff.
Yeah.
And so just the randomness, and even something like this.
Vidly. I like posting on Vidly because it is like old YouTube.
Right.
And it's still a very small community.
Yeah.
And
there's
I can
nothing
post
wrong
my
with
shit
that.
on there and nobody notices half the time, and I'm good.
And even when we do like these little, 9-ounce cups and stuff, that lets people get to know us even more.
Travel size cups.
Huh?
Travel size.
Jeez. 9-ounce cups. Those are for the people who like the idea of coffee. They don't really like
the
coffee.
Smell. They like the smell only.
So, anyhow, sorry this was impromptu. Barring unforeseen, we will have a more formal, usually
we'll have a more informal, whatever the fuck.
A research something.
Eventually.
Yes, we will have
Eventually.
unless something else blows up. But know that you all are appreciated and that you're loved, and that's always worth a video in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you've got stories, if you've had encounters, rather, about the paranormal, supernatural, events, UFOs, aliens, cryptids.
Y'all want a hamster?
No, you're not giving away that baby. If you've got local, regional, family, myths, legends, whatever, if you just want to share whatever, that's perfectly fine. We've got lots of whatevers, and we've got Cat piling furiously at the window. One more distraction. But send us an email.
Take your ADHD medication. It's not working for you. Get another kind
today. So send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and we will see you all on the next cup, barring unforeseen, Lord willing.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that little notification button thing to get notifications of our daily uploads.
Bye.
Oh, hee-hoo. I'm gonna... Oh...